the application format which you can download from employer's name, job title, business address. If you have a PH, the one that you were delivering this program for, how it was delivered, Mr. Ali, who is already an MSI, and
Yeah.
Mr. Vittal Telly, we deliver online programs. Every time that a new program is developed, I go back hiring an MSI. That's the application format which you can download from ASIS website. Very straightforward, simple. So people do make mistakes, and one I did here, can somebody very quickly point out? So title, Miss, name Muhammad, obviously wrong. Then there's a family name. It's a hypothetical name I've given, Al Gahtani. But the way you wish your name to appear on the application is Muhammad Ziad Al Gahtani, as an example. I encourage people not to write CPP, PSP, PCI after this, because God forbid, at any stage in your life, if you're not able to continue recertification of one of your achievements, then it would look odd here. So that's just a tip. You got to give your home address, so that if you tomorrow change your job from company A to B, your home address is the one where we continuously communicate if required. Postcode and the country, it's straightforward, very simple. We move on to the email addresses. As a special care, please put two. Do not use your office email address. It might change after some time or years. So put your primary email that you use. It could be Gmail, Hotmail, Google, Yahoo, etc. And if you have a personal website domain, you could write that, but do add the second one. So business phone, if you have one, by all means you could share, but at least provide your mobile phone, and a postal address, that's your preferred address, whether it's home or business. So that's a real quick go on sharing your personal information. All data that you provide to IFPO is secured by the international data compliance rules. So I move on to the next part, which is current employment. Employer's name, job title, business address, a city name should be more than enough. Do not need to go for details unless you feel comfortable. Country and the postcode. Lots of people have made mistakes in the past writing the current role summary. And summary, for a lack of a better definition, is really the cream of the crop. It's the crux of what you do. It could be in bullet lines. And now with the generative AI, obviously you are more than welcome to use your current CV or LinkedIn profile to put it in the generative AI, create a summary, but please, and I repeat, please do not paste the summary as is into the current role. It must reflect your own words. So, if lot of AI material is provided, the software will pick it up and the application will be sent back. I repeat, key about this, you may use AI to rephrase, paraphrase, better structure your summary. Do not copy paste as is. Use your own wordings. If they are not as perfect as AI, so be it. None of us here is from a native English speaker, and obviously IFPO based in the US has a slight disadvantage of reviewing things through different softwares for the use of AI. Those who are native speakers, they win against it, and people like us, they sometimes struggle. But if the English is not written in an aced manner, that is not taken against the person, because your intervention in your day job are not always in English. IFPO appreciates it, respects it, recognizes it. Moving on to the next, here is a quick first bulleted thing. So if you have a PhD, which I do not think many would have, but most of you would have a master's degree, just click here. If you have a bachelor's, click in this box. Others which you can justify, those might be certifications from UN, military, etc. You could mention those as long as those were qualifications, certifications where you gained knowledge based on some study material. Those who have done CPP, CSMP, both are almost equivalent, with the benefit of CSMP being slightly higher because it's a research-based certification. But there we go. So whatever certifications you have achieved, if those are mentioned here, please click on that box. And if you have others which are not mentioned, use the blank space provided there. I was asked by one of the colleagues that why this has not been automated. I appreciate the concern, and the one-liner answer is we do not expect thousands of people to become MSI. These are going to be far and few from the whole industry. We could not afford our development cost of bringing up a automated tool. In future, it might so happen. After you have written or clicked in the list above, the summary, which basically reflects the neatness and quick references, you may start describing what qualification, start date. If you do not recall the date, month is more than enough. So if I started a program on 17th of June, 1996, I could either go back and look at the calendar, I could look at that certificate where usually the completion date is given, but month is more than enough. Write the name of that certification qualification that you achieved and the university or the award body. It could be a academic award body, it could be a technical institute, a military college, whatever it is. Again, if you needed more space for that, you could use extra page, but I think the good old practice of less is more works very well. If you have stated here 8 or 10 qualifications, that should suffice. Start with the highest from the top and then go on. I see a hand raised for a question. Kindly keep it noted with you, Muhammad Al Marhabi. I will answer that as we go to the question answer session. Okay, so applicant information, we're moving from the qualification, we're moving to the experience. So operational level, where your job entailed doing what somebody was told to do. For a military officer, initial 3 years or max 4 years would be operational. And once you get a field officer or equivalent to the rank of a major, that's where you get on a managerial role where you are managing performance of different people. Again, if you do not recall the date, that's fine. Put the month and the year and a rounded up years of experience in that category. So if you were a health and safety manager, but your job entailed getting things done not only from your team, but across the function, multiple other business units or supporting units in the business, then you are not just doing a managerial job. You are actually doing a strategic role where health and safety or security concepts, applications, guidelines, policies are implemented. And I'm going to take slight time here explaining we all human are humble by nature. we usually lack the ability to see the goodness in ourselves, and we always get onto that syndrome. No, I haven't been at the strategic level. So please go on fully confident, use ChatGPT or whatever AI tool you are accustomed to. Put your job role, whom were you interacting with, what results you were producing, how many stakeholders were getting benefited from your job. Please describe that. Again, you may use AI for creating 2 to 3 paragraphs, but you prefer to use your own words. So, current employment, I have explained that bit. Moving on to the applicant information about security qualifications, we touched that. We touched about your security experience in years. Most of you meet up the requirements there. Moving on, your education training qualifications. Usually, this is the biggest missing link because, one, in the part of the world that we are, education training qualifications were not very common few years back when each one of us was in our youth. So that's one system aspect. Second, in the industry that we have been, whether oil and gas or mining and energy, hospitality, etc., we were judged by our job tasks performed, not our ability to train and teach. This is one area where I can offline provide you more information through an email. I'll send you a set of emails with the reference websites, pages, program names. Please do not go on investing on those qualifications or certifications. At your age and stage, you actually need to demonstrate the ability to reflect your understanding of a framework, of a system, to enhance the performance of the people, generate value for the function, create awareness for the stakeholders. You are not to be judged as a technical expert in writing, learning objectives, or creating evaluation tools. Those of you who have done CPP or PSP or any of the certifications from IFPO or ASIS, you are quite familiar to MCQs, the multiple choice questions. They check the knowledge retention as well as the ability to apply the knowledge in day-to-day work. That being said, I want to come back here. If you have a certification or two in formal education, training, design, delivery, that's an icing on the cake. And if you don't, it's absolutely fine. In due course, there will be a program offered absolutely free of cost for each one of you who is here and those who are not. That's a personal endeavor, not from IFPO, but I have lived a life where I tried to support as many people in the industry as I could, and way forward is the same. So we will run a program which will include the most famous instructional design, delivery, evaluation models just to get you guys on speed. But do not hold your application completion because you do not have a formal certification in instructional design. That being said, we will then go to look at, and this is where your experience will outshine the certifications or qualifications. Describe your training and development relevant experience using relevant sections of each. So you may say at a project alpha, working with a team of 25 people, training interventions were sought from a body. My contributions were informing people, the subject matter experts, what our specific challenges are, how people operate, what kind of problems we identify. So, training need analysis, if you Google that word or use an AI, it will give you quite few tips how you conduct a TNA. You're not expected to do a TNA because that takes a lot more than what a normal practitioner can offer. But here, your contributions, how a course design, development, or a training program was impacted by your contributions. Knowing the people, knowing their weaknesses, knowing system weaknesses, the job environment weaknesses, making recommendations for the HR or the training team, how they can be more influential. That's what it takes. If you have any question around this, which I expect there might be few, and I'll answer those in the Q&A session. Second part is training delivery instructional experience. Last week, I was having a conversation with a colleague. I'm afraid he did not like it much, but then I have lived a life of being very straightforward and upfront. Guys, you cannot provide same program to every individual. If you do that, you're being unfair to them in two ways. One, they will not learn a lot. They will not gain new knowledge. And if they still come out as being grateful for the opportunity, that's fine. On the other side, his belief in that particular training course, that certification will be washed away, that I have learned nothing from here. And we all are cognizant of the fact that finance have got their challenges, operations have got their challenges, and at the end of the day, the customer would say, please do this, and I'm happy with that. That's the biggest mistake we as trainers can agree to. So, what we expect here from you to state in the application what training delivery experience you have. You might have been a co-tutor in a program, you might have delivered a program, but please be generous to write awareness program for security team, awareness programs for contractors, visitors, awareness program for executive leadership. That might be about a security technology, security process, policies, procedures, whatever it takes. So be generous in stating short and brief in bulleted points up to 250 words. And then in the table below, you can write the name of the course, award body, the one that you were delivering this program for, how it was delivered, if it was online and your skill have gone rusted as mine were today. So you may say online, but then you're exposing yourself to few questions and the hours delivered. So that's basically about section in front. Moving on to management and administration. Scheduling people for a training program is never easy. Managing people records, obtaining the best possible proposals from service providers, aligning the course program to the operational challenges that you may face on your site or on your job. Everything here is about how you have been involved in managing the administration of training and development. Sometimes we spend hours training people on the job about change of a process, a new equipment, new technology, but we being human and humble, we do not note that as our contributions. So again, please bring that to the application. Use AI, but do not bring back as is. And then the last page is basically your declaration that you understand the pros and cons and the requirements of the application and your name and stuff. There is detail provided at the last end of the application. Please read through that. If required, write me an email. I will not be able to support on the WhatsApp because one, it's a restricted space that you're using the keyboard on your smartphone or tab, whatever. Secondly, we don't always give the best attention while responding to a WhatsApp query in a quick fashion. I would welcome for next 30 days any questions that you have, any queries that you may have. If you decided to pursue, neither this session was meant to be a sales attempt, nor do I encourage people to pursue a certification if it is not going to add value to your professional growth. However, I would like to cite here at least two members, Mr. Ali, who is already an MSI, Abu Dhafar Mana, Otalat.
Yes, معاكم. Yes, Abu
Allah
Dhafar,
Salamat.
he's
Shukran. Thank you.
everybody.
And
Yeah.
Mr. Vittal Telly, if I'm seeing him around or he is moved on, hey, there he is. So both of them are MSIs. I can see, not mention, at least five of you here. Sure shot, moving on to that. I will not give a hint who, because then I'm probably doing a sales pitch. Uh, we deliver webinars, we deliver online programs. Every time that a new program is developed or tweaked, made to an existing program, I go back hiring an MSI to work on that. There is a committee which has been formed to attract people from MSI category to be our representative, where IFPO contributes as knowledge partner to various exhibitions, conferences, some of them such as Security Middle East, Intersec, security safety event in the Singapore, so GSX, everywhere where IFPO has a representation, we prefer to take our MSIs because they bring lots of experience. Nonetheless, all MSIs have the privilege to deliver any of IFPO programs to any audience. For that, you will be an individual ATP approved training partner because you have demonstrated your skills. So, on your days that you have extra spare time, if you wanted to run a course about supply chain, I saw Muhammad Asif there. I wish I could jump onto him on a call in next few days to bring on the knowledge domains of supply chain, how they can help security professionals. We don't really realize how critical supply chain is. But yes, if we bring in the knowledge of TAPA and other supply chain relevant knowledge areas, and you want to present a course, whether through IFPO or directly, you'll be given all support. You wanted to present a Certified Protection Officer program, most welcome. The team will support you. Complete lesson plan, instructor guidelines, slide deck will be provided through LMS. We will not be able to allow a download because whenever a review or an update is required, then you will have the old copy. So that's the benefit of being an MSI. Be the voice of IFPO, your organization, your industry, your country in global events and seminars. But I also am conscious $400, nobody makes it or saves those in 2 weeks' time, unless you are a nuclear scientist and that's what you get paid for 1 hour. Ali Numes, another colleague here who are in PIF, I'm sure they have this as their 5 minutes reward. I'm just being a little naughty here. But guys, if you do not think you will have enough time to deliver programs and your organization is not going to reward it as reimbursement, think twice about that investment. However, I am not here to circumvent the importance of this credential, but this credential is not going to get you in a classroom, teach something. I heard Abdul Ali was saying he has done few things from a few certifications from APTD. Uh, by far the best organization on God's earth, helping learning and development people. How would Ali apply those in his day's job is his own skills. Hence, I'm not here to say that if you do MSI, you will have $400 earning in 1 month or 1 year. It's not for everybody, but it certainly is that extra cherry on the pie. It's that pride that you carry in the industry. So I have done my best effort not to pitch this session 1 hour as a sales session, but giving you explanation what MSI is, what it can do for you. Do not get hesitated if you send something, people will downplay this. If you wanted to be 100% sure, I will spend 2 hours every weekend reviewing some application. I don't expect a penny or a word of praise. That's what God has blessed me, and I'm happy to help people, but you'll have to allow me time. So if you submitted your application next week, Abu Abdul Aziz keeps telling me, yeah, you fall sick too much because I do 11 to 12 hours every single day. And this year hasn't been the best in any case. So if you send me your application, happy to review, build on a one-on-one call by phone or by Zoom to give you areas where you can enhance it before you submit it to IFPO HQ. Last question, I'm just closing the line and then we'll go to the question answers after that. Why $400? Guys, three people who are in the technical review committee, they are not volunteer workers. They get paid X amount, very nominal. So if three people were reviewing one application and everyone spent 20 minutes, they're not going to get paid dollars right there from this application. It's after a year that if they have reviewed n number of applications, they are given some cash honorarium, very, very nominal. But obviously, IFPO has got some operating cost. We say loud and proud, we are a not-for-profit foundation, but that is demonstrated by giving scholarships to people in each country, each territory where we operate. We offer programs to professional associations free of cost, whether they are in Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Jordan, Tunisia, Africa, no matter where. So no questions are asked if a scholarship is to be provided, and that's where IFPO invests back into the community. This $400 for application review, then an interview, then administrative time of confirming that yes, you have met the criteria, etc., etc., and a little bit of operating margins for IFPO. That's what the $400 is about. I understand the currency exchange difference in some countries, $400 would be probably half month or 10 days salary for security officer. Please don't go for it. Then it's not for you if you feel so hard pressed. But I promise, if you did this and you demonstrated your skills, I personally will consider you for every single opportunity, whether a course development, course delivery, participating in panels, webinars, conferences, spotlight, etc. So that's all.